Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I'm pleased to move this motion today about the unacceptable gender pay gap that exists today and persists in Australia, and commending the government on the work that they are doing to reform our industrial relations system to improve that. We have known about the gender pay gap in Australia for quite some time, but unfortunately, real movement on it has been agonisingly slow. Today, the gender pay gap in Australia sits at an unacceptable 14.1%. The average man now earns $263.90 more than the average Australian woman. And the Global Gender Gap Index ranks us 43 out of 156 countries, which is really very depressing for a country like Australia. We must be doing much better than that, and I'm proud that our new Albanese Labor government is getting that work underway. In the previous financial year under the previous government, the gap actually increased by 0.3%. That means that on power bills, the average woman will pay 2% of her salary compared to 1.7% for men. For rent, the average woman will pay 32% of her salary compared to 27.5% for men. And for groceries, the average woman will pay 9.4% of her salary compared to 8.1% for men. The gap persists in all industries, but especially in highly feminised industries, which comes down largely to outdated and discriminatory assumptions about the value of work that women do, particularly women in our care economy. And there should never have been any doubt about the importance of these industries and the work and how important it is for our society, for our community and for our economy. But it was really confirmed to us through the pandemic just how important these industries really are. And I want to specifically reference those who care for our oldest Australians, our youngest Australians, and Australians living with disability, as they are predominantly women. This is skilled work, and it is physically and emotionally and mentally taxing work, and it should be better recognised. The importance of the work they do is clear, and it is unacceptable that their pay persists at such low levels today. I'm proud that this week we've seen the Fair Work Commission respond to submissions made by government and the union movement to deliver a 15% increase to the wages of aged care workers, which is well deserved and well overdue. But the work is not done, and when you compare these care industries with male-dominated industries where workers are skilled at a similar level, the differences are stark and unacceptable. It's not good enough. Women should not be paid less than men in the year 2022, and we should close this gap. That's why on August 29 we recognised Equal Pay Day, marking the extra 60 days that Australian women must work to earn the same annual salary as Australian men. And that's why our government is taking strong action through the introduction of the Secure Jobs Better Pay Bill, which introduces a number of measures to close the gap. Some of the big changes being made in this are the inclusion as goals of the Fair Work Act of gender equity, secure work and equal remuneration. The bill also enhances the compliance framework and strengthens the ability of the Commission to order pay increases for workers in low-paid, female-dominated industries through the establishment of 2 new expert panels. Deputy Speaker, in this bill the government is also prohibiting pay secrecy clauses in employment contracts. Alison Pentington from the Australia Institute's Centre for Future Work has said that pay secrecy clauses are popular with employers in Australia because they prevent the free sharing of information that employees need to know where they stand in relation to each other and to effectively bargain to get a higher pay increase. As described by the Workplace Gender Equality Agency, pay secrecy means that employees do not have full information about their colleagues' pay, such as formal base salary levels, salary structures and informal remuneration components. In effect, it allows employers to effectively discriminate against women in the workplace behind their backs. They're wrong and they must end. In Australia, women face barriers to working the hours they want, including access to affordable childcare, access to flexible work, equal sharing of care and representation in leadership. In 2022, only 14 women are chief executives in the top 200 companies in Australia. I am proud that our government is up for the task of addressing these gaps in our society and economy, and that the work has already begun under our new Albanese Labor government. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.